good training mechanism. So I have a dealer on the line in Arizona. And so I wanted to, let's see, the original question was when the dealer came into the opportunities section of our software as a service, they were only seeing a handful of the opportunities. I have cleared out. The issue was under select date and time, there was a time filter associated here. So I simply just X'd out of the time filter, which brought to pass everything that is, going on, the entire snapshot. So another thing that I wanted to point out to this dealer is that in the manual actions queue, these are all individuals. Can you still hear me, Greg?
Yes.
Okay. These are all the individuals that have kind of gone through our nurturing process so far, right? These are the ones that are ripe and ready to have that warm phone call. So that warm phone call is where you would either, leave a voicemail, or ideally you reach them and you're able to introduce yourself, and from there push the ball forward to get the appointment booked. But these individuals show up on the left-hand side. Greg, if you go to the left-hand side of the column there and you click on contacts, it's going to expand down for you. Right? And then you click on manual actions. This is the manual action call queue, right? And so all of these individuals here, if you could get into the habit of watching this manual action, because as we start to push the lead flow, our nurturing campaigns go to work, and we're going to book a percentage of those, and then they're going to move to your calendar as a booked appointment. But obviously some of those are not going to self-book, so require a little bit more, interaction. If you go to this manual actions queue daily, you're going to understand and see exactly those individuals that have gone through the first phase of nurturing. And I say the first phase because we have multiple phases of nurturing based on where they're at in the pipeline,
Okay.
So this is really your best friend to make sure that you stay organized and to be on top of these calls that need to go out for these leads that have gone through the first phase of the the initial nurturing process. So it's really simple. If you scroll up to the very top, there's that green phone button. Ideally, you make this call from the system because it's going to match the same phone number that was purchased in Twilio for your account that has the communications tied to. So they've already received some SMS notifications, SMS communication, nurturing, and some amount of value there. It would be good to go ahead and click on that green button that is the phone, and then it begins to go through the calling queue, and it works to connect you with these individuals. Leave a voicemail and explain who you are, or at the very least you want to do that if you're not able to reach them, because what happens after that, when you hang up the phone, the next round of marketing campaigns go out that is tied to this stage. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the effort here is to continually be in contact with them. Obviously, we don't want to piss them off, and we've built the psychology and the follow-up so that it is, it gives them sufficient time to engage and interact with us. But unless you're doing the manual actions whenever they pop up here in the system, we're not really pushing the ball forward because they're not getting the subsequent, campaigns for nurturing based on where they're at.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So, are there any questions on that at all?
Just so being in the manual actions, I can just hit the call and it'll just call the first one in line, or do I have to click on it to call each one individually?
Yeah, when you click on the manual action here, it's gonna populate to the phone number, right? And so from there, you can actually, let me back out of it real quick.
Okay, I see it.
Yep, exactly. So here you're going to be able to call these individuals, at that point, and it's just going to cycle through.
Got it.
Make sense?
Yep.
Is that helpful?
That is very helpful.
Yeah.
That'll keep me busy this weekend making those calls.
Yeah, and there's probably some gold in this queue right here, and I see that you're doing pretty well. You're staying on top of the opportunities You have some booked appointments and some discovery calls and things like that are coming, but you do have a significant amount of new leads that are going through the initial nurturing phase, and 27 leads sitting in manual action. So just, get started on those.
Perfect.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and end this, recording now so that we can talk about some other stuff. But I appreciate that, point of clarity. And if you don't mind, I'd like to just make this available to the group, because we do get this from time to time, and it's important, for the dealers to understand, their roles in the function of using the software as a service. I mean, we do about 90% of the heavy lifting, but there's a very important 10% that does fall on you guys.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this.